Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to the match preview for Everton versus West Ham coming up this Sunday. It's a 2:15 kickoff on Sunday. Owing to Sky's peculiar kickoff times for TV reasons. Everton, of course, returning after the 2 week absence. Owing to news that I'm sure you haven't missed unless you've been living under a rock. So obviously Everton's game with Arsenal last week was postponed out of respect for the Queen who passed away obviously the week before last. Everton's last game was the Merseyside derby. We drew 0-0. Decent performance and not a bad result, but we're still winless. So to be moving on to our next game again at Goodison is maybe a good time for us to maybe break this winless run. We've got a few players back to fitness. Pickford still out, unfortunately. Dominic Calvert-Lewin's back in training, I think, but not probably ready for this game. So apart from Pickford being missing, we'll probably see Begovic in goal. Beyond that, I can't imagine there being too many changes to the personnel who played against Liverpool. Idrissa Gana Gueye might be ready to start now, but either way, I think Tom Davies didn't do too badly at all in the derby. So if he has to fill in, then so be it. Neil Maupay will be up top in Calvert-Lewin's absence, and he gave a decent account of himself in his first game in the Merseyside derby of, no less. It was a really good performance, and it was a good performance from most players in that game. So, like I say, I don't think many of them will drop to the bench. Pickford injured, so it'll be Begovic. On the bench, it'll be Eldon Jakupovic, who obviously coming on a emergency free transfer following the news that Pickford and Lonergan are both injured. God knows what goes on in our training sessions because we just pick up injuries left, right, and centre. But hopefully that slows down. It's got to slow down at some point, surely. I mean, we've had the worst luck in the universe at times in the last year or so, but I think it's crossed it picks up. A lot of changes going on behind the scenes as well. A few uh, new people brought in as part of the backroom staff in the last couple of weeks. Hopefully, that sees a bit of change to our output and hopefully a bit more luck on the injury front as well. Everything's on the up a little bit because obviously it's been a poor start to the season in terms of results, but the performances have certainly been better than last year's performances. That's for sure. Not that could have got much worse than some of the performances last year, but yeah, definitely improved performance. We just need results to go with it. So, in terms of the personnel, obviously, we were always going to expect to defend a bit more in the Mersey derby against Liverpool, but against West Ham at home, we might want to attack a bit more. David Moyes, obviously, the opponents. We know David Moyes as well as anybody. He likes to be compact on the road and make their team hard to beat. We're going to have a tough time breaking them down, I think. So, we're going to need to show a lot more guile in front of goal than we have already this season. Hopefully, 2 extra weeks of training and no games in between, a bit of time to get some players up to speed. Like I say, Idrissa Gana Gueye could feature. Amadou Onana was good, but he was obviously getting tired towards the end of the games. A bit more time for him to get up to speed. A few others. Decore's obviously out injured. He might be getting a bit closer to fitness. Plenty of personnel. To really that will probably benefit from this 2 week break from football. The back line's starting to pick itself, which is good to hear. I think because we've obviously had a few problems in those areas in recent years. The centre back in particular being inconsistent, but Tarkowski and Cody will definitely be even as the centre back pairing for the next game. Patterson and Mikalenko at back. It will be Amadou Onana will play, Iwobi will play, and it'll either be Garner or Tom Davies, depending on how up to speed Garner is for the Premier League. And obviously, with 2 weeks, and I'd like to think he's quite a fit player. He'll probably be probably ready to go from the start maybe this time. So maybe I'd go with Idrissa Gana Gueye with Iwobi and Onana. Up top, it will probably be Anthony Gordon, even though he didn't have a great game in the derby. It's always going to be a toss up between those three, isn't it? Gordon, McNeil, and Gray for the two wide positions. Bring McNeil back in, I think. If I was Frank Lampard, it's one of either Gordon or Gray. I think one of those needs a break, maybe. I think McNeil, hopefully, we'll see a little bit more from him playing in his own position, because I think a lot of the time he was being used as like some sort of false nine until we sign Mope. So I think he'll definitely be. I think I'd like to see McNeil back in, maybe on that right flank again to link up with Patterson. Did well in that Leeds game when he did play there. So yeah, I'd say McNeil and probably Gordon or Gray on the left, one or the other. Both are sort of similar players, I think, where they're good dribblers, all energy, like really hard workers as well, but just lacking that end product. And I'm not sure. I think Gordon's obviously got a couple of goals to his name, so he should probably shade it for selection on that left. I'd say McNeil, Gordon, and Mope is the front three. As far as West Ham are concerned, I think they've got a much stronger squad than we have, and that's sucks to say, but it's true. You could probably trouble us with a few players. Obviously, on the bench, there's Maxwell Corney, probably, we tried to sign and barely wouldn't let us buy him on tick, so he ended up going there. So, there's a lot of frustrations from this window, of course, there was, but I think the Everton team, is definitely in a stronger position than it was at the end of last season. Other sides have strengthened as well, so it's still going to be a tough season, I think. But West Ham can trouble us, but I think we can at home certainly give them something to think about as well. If we can perform as well as we did in that Merseyside derby 2 weeks ago, then I think we've got a good chance. Pickford being missing is a bit of a blow because he's been really good at the back. He's been solid between the sticks all season so far, but Begovic is an okay deputy. He's not terrible. He's not amazing either, but I'm hopefully he can do a job for a couple of games until Pickford's back. And like I say, if we perform in the outfield as well as we did against Liverpool, I think we've got a chance. And I'm going to be optimistic. We'll finish up here with a prediction. Uh, this will be the game where we hopefully break our winless streak in the Premier League this season. I'm going to go with 2-1 Everton win. But I know. Let us know your opinions, guys. Of course, let us know your predictions as well. Drop us a comment below. Give this video a like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, guys, thanks for tuning in on the Toffee Blues.